Okay, so everybody has this. You have to have a hole for the ornament here. So I'm gonna put a sketch on here. I'm gonna put a sketch right here, and I'm gonna put just a hole. And put a circle right here. Now, I need that. I need that hole to be 0.001 red, so I can select it even from my browser here. So I'm going to go to properties here. I'm going to make that 0.001. 0.001. That has to be red. So now I have a way to click OK, click off it. Now I can hang that. Now here's where the cool part of this comes in. Is inside here, I made this a decal. So inside these dotted lines, I do edit view, and I'm going to turn the shading on. When I turn the shading on, it brings my image back. So now I can put another sketch on here. So I'm going to put a sketch on here, and I'm going to start. I can get pretty intricate in the interior of my, of my ornament. I'm going to put some circles where these bulbs are. I could put the tops of these bulbs if I wanted to, right? Where the inside of this tree is, I'm going to put some of these shapes here. And maybe I'm going to paint some of this, or I can just, I'm not going to let these cut all the way through. I'm going to like raster it. So from there. And you get the gist here that I would whatever I could put that garland. I could use some shapes for that garland that's there. So now, if I turn the shading back off inside this red dotted line there, so right click, edit view, turn the shading back off, and there's the lines that I just made. Some of my interior, my shapes here. Now I need to make those 0.001 blue. Blue's going to be rastering, so it's not going to cut all the way through. So I could go right here in my browser here, or I could select them from there. I'm going to go right click properties, and I'm going to make all these 0.001, and I need to make these the Davidson blue. Click OK. You want to make sure you click off of it so you confirm that they're blue. So the red's going to cut all the way through. The blue's going to be some rastering. Or maybe later I'm going to paint some of those. It'll be perfect lines that I can paint those different colors. Or just the rastering itself will give me a nice visual. Now maybe you want to have some some phrases or text or something that's cut out or rastered in here. And here's where I'd go back to my part. If I'm going to put show you some geometry text here. So I'm going to put a new sketch here. So a new sketch on the surface, and somewhere like above the tree stem, I want to have 2024 on there, or 2025, whatever the year you want. So I'm going to show you the geometry text here. I get some kind of a geometric shape. I'm going to use an arc again. So that arc right there. And then under text, you'll see geometry text. And you click on that geometry. Now you can type in the text that you want. If I want 2024, 2025, whatever you want. And when I put that text on there, now, it's not centered too well on there. So I can go right click, I can edit that geometry text, I can play around with this, I can change the sizes, I can put a space there. When I put my space there, it kind of centers up where I'd like it. Maybe I want another space there, whatever. Now, when you finish that, that's not going to show up on a drawing because it's not, there's no shape there. But if I use my emboss, I'm going to emboss that text right there, and I can bring it out. It's going to default to 1 inch or half an inch, barely at all. I'm going to take a 0.05. I'm going to bring that out just enough and emboss that surface there that's going to show up on my drawing. Now, there's I can play around with the size, location of that text. It's my choice. Do I want to make that? I can make that red. I can make that blue for rastering. So if I could even go from my sketch on the side there. I would go right click, and I get my properties here. I'm going to make this, I want this to be rastered, so I would make this 0.001, and I would make